What's up, everybody? Welcome to Writing Sprint Thursdays. I'm going to post a link to sprint number one in the chat. I've posted a couple times, but just make it easy for everybody. Who all do we have in the chat today? Let me scroll all the way up. Hello, Bon. Hello, Beacon. Elena. Who else do we have in here? Shelly, good to have you with us. Sarah, Aaron. NJ, always a pleasure to see NJ in the chat, holding things down. Julia, boy, we've got Natty VW, good to see you. AR, good to see you. Boy, I love popping in and seeing the chat just going nuts. LJ, hello, fam. Hello back at you, LJ. Let's see. Good to have everybody with us today. What are you working on? Today is October 30th, and Saturday is our first day of the writing portion of our 60-day novel challenge. And we've done the 60-day novel challenge for a few years now. Last year, we really had a concerted effort to have a designated curriculum that we went with, and we had daily writing sprints during November and all of that. And the book that I wrote last year, called Crossroad Blues, published today. It's available on Amazon. So yeah, my book that I wrote last November is published and out in the wild. So yeah, just a little motivation. If I can do it, you can too. So excited to see what you guys come up with. Let's see. Zan, Beacon, Rosalinda, glad to have you with us. Who else to miss? Hope. Um, thank you, everybody. Thanks. Um, uh, Natty says, I'm jumping right into my working dog fantasy. I've planned as much as I can. I'm itching to finally write it. I know. The book that what I'm working on today is finalizing uh, a lot of my planning documents that I'll be using to draft with. And so, yeah, I'm going to have my writing sprint on the screen, but it's probably not a lot going to be going on there because I'm doing a lot of my behind the scenes documenting. Um, Stephanie said she almost missed this, but I'm so glad you didn't. Welcome in. We're just about to get started. Um, NJ, Saturday begins the Nano challenge, y'all. 60-day writing challenge, but that's okay. Yeah, what traditionally has been Nano, sadly, Nano doesn't exist anymore. But you know what? We're carrying the torch, right? Right. Um, I still have some naughty little story details to work out before Saturday. So that's it from me this session. Yeah, I think a lot of people are working on the final preparations to get ready to write. So I'm excited. I'm getting all the T's crossed and I's dotted. And I'm not a traditional planner. I'm a bit of a plantster. I know where I'm going. I know points along the way, but I like to leave some excitement, things for me to discover along the way. And yeah, after writing sprints today, we have our 60-day challenge Q&A show with Doug and Abby. I think Abby might have to leave a little early, but Robert's going to be joining us too, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but everybody send some good vibes, see if we can get Robert in here with us. All right, guys, 10 seconds, and we're getting into it. Have some good music ready, whatever you need, and we'll see you guys on the other side of 20, and we'll chat about it. All right, everybody, that's sprint number 1 in the books. As always, make sure you copy your words out of sprint number 1 and paste them into sprint number 2 before it starts, so that you can continue your writing project that you're working on. Like I said, I'm doing some behind the scenes work on my Dabble project to get ready to start writing this November. So my screen is sadly blank, but I'm going to post that link to sprint number 2 for you guys and put it in the chat. You go ahead and put your stats in the chat. I'll get to them in just a second. Uh, like Bon mentioned, I saw this comment um, just a minute ago. Everyone, make sure to write down your questions in preparation for the Q&A later. Absolutely. Do what Bond said. Get your questions ready, write them down so you don't forget them. Make sure that you're getting to the heart of the matter, make your questions succinct and right to the point so that we can get directly to the answer that you need. Julia says, I have many story grid questions. We're going to be talking about plot grids on today's show, and I'm going to show you my plot grid for my murder mystery novel. It is different than any plot grid I've ever made, and we're going to talk all about that and how I'm approaching the plot grid differently this time than I normally would, and what my plans are to incorporate what I normally do into what I'm doing this time. And I know that's super sketchy and doesn't make a lot of sense, but I promise we'll talk about it and I'll explain everything later. And Doug's going to show off, one of his notoriously intense plot grids, and Abby's got some to show, and I believe Robert is gonna bring one as well. So we're gonna look at plot grids from every direction. Um, let's see. Um, let me scroll through these comments and see what we're up to here. Um, excuse me. Uh, Interesting comment. Kay McCoy says, I've been sprinting solo to the recordings for about a week now. I love that so much because, we do stream these live, but if you go to our YouTube channel, click on the live tab, you can see all of the previous writing sprints that we've done. And if you need, the accountability, the camaraderie of feeling like you're writing along with, 3 20-minute time sessions, that's what they're there for. Knock yourself out. And, anyone can also go to wordsprints.org, start a sprint of your own. It's absolutely free. You can make it public or private. You can invite people. If you have a small writing group and you want to do it with just your friends, make it private, send the link to them. If you want to make it public and just see if anyone's available and wants to sprint, knock yourself out. That's what it's there for. Elena with a 130 words, Stephanie 462, LJ 106, Beth with 565. Bahan says around 100 on the plot grid notes. Congratulations. Beacon 597, Sarah 461. Boy, look at you guys just knocking it out. Ella 418, Bill 518. Good to see you, Bill. Don't think I mentioned you earlier. Glad to have you with us. Susan says 2 scenes added to my plot grid. Amazing. Good work. Rosalinda, 70 big words. Had minus 170 for most of the sprints. Or is that minus 170 or tilde 170? I can't see. My monitor is too far away. Let's see. Shelley with 333. Hope I'm working on my timeline and plot in Canva. Love having a visual reference. I love that too. Sometimes it helps me to see a story, if you will, how it lays out, and then things start clicking. Bond says, do it. Bond said, I'm going to tell my husband that. Quote me if you need to. I'm here to support you, Bond. Aaron 55. Julia says, plot grid, sorry, never can get it straight. I kind of lean that way, and I have a way of using a grid that I normally do. Forcing myself to really fill out a plot grid this time, I hate to say, I think it's kind of helpful for the type of book I'm writing. We're gonna talk all about it. 20 minutes, guys. We'll see you on the other side. All right, everybody. I hope that was a successful sprint for you. Like we always say, take those words, copy them out of sprint number 2, paste them over into sprint number 3 if you want to continue this writing project. I'm going to post the link to sprint number 3 in the chat. How'd everybody do? I've gotta catch up from some of these comments from last time and see where we are. Let's see. I think we left off talking about plot grids. Let's see. Jen said, I'm a pantser who's trying something new and writing down an outline by writing down everything I know about my story so far. Then I will have something to make my plot grid with. That is exactly how I have approached planning or plotting my novels so far. I know where I'm beginning. I know where I'm ending. I write down the things that I know in the middle, kind of create a rough map for my journey, and go from there. So yeah, that's I don't know if these are from last time. Natty 222, NJ 424. NJ said, I feel like I'm typing faster now. I love that. Rosalinda said, that's a great idea to sprint with the old lives. Absolutely. We keep them all in our YouTube archive just for those types of purposes. I'm just scrolling through all these wonderful comments that you guys left, looking for something to highlight. We went on daylight saving time last weekend. If you're in the United States, it's this coming weekend, day after tomorrow night, Saturday night into Sunday. Switch your clocks. And I had to move all my reminders for the sprints an hour earlier because I almost missed the one Tuesday. Because what a ridiculous thing that that all over the world we just choose to do this at different random times. Don't get me started on time change. Stephanie with 470 words. TW said, it's taking me that long to realize the sprint times haven't changed. I feel you. Ashley said, just arrived. Horrid day again. Got bit 8 times, spat on, head butted, punched, nipped, scratched. Yeah. And management was like, deal with it. We have no staff to help. Man, that sounds horrible. But you know what? You have your friends and your writing family here to jump in and help. So I hope that this little bit of writing community time is a respite from all that. Beacon 650, Brianna 352, Beth 633, Bill 551, K McCoy 210, Rosalinda 188. Let's see. Bond said more plot planning in the grid. Awesome. That's kind of what I'm doing in the background today as well. 592, making good progress for Sarah. Ella, 547, more than I've done in a long time. Amazing. Good work. Shelly, 255. Danny, 470. Beth has to hop out now. Have a good day, Beth. Thanks for joining us. Bond says, wow, keeping all of the facts and details straight is intense. I'm hoping more tips on the Q&A session will help me organize all the details. Some good stuff comes out of the Q&A. Shows we as the Dabble staff, we love the Q&A shows because it helps us to think on our feet. And a lot of times we'll, your questions will spur on new ways of thinking for us. And it's always a good time. NJ 359. I'm just scrolling, trying to highlight some. All right, 10 seconds, guys. This is our last sprint. Good luck. Make that final push. Get your all your writing notes ready because we're gonna blow it out this weekend. See you in 20. All right, everybody. That's the end of sprint number 3. I hope that was successful for you. I'm going to run out of here and grab a drink and stuff before our Q&A show kicks off in about 15 minutes. Be sure to copy your words out of wordsprints.org and put them in your word processor of choice. We obviously hope that it's Dabble. And make sure that you're getting your free Dabble trial. If you're not a dabbler at present, we have an extended trial through the 60-day writing challenge period, and make sure that you're kicking the tires, giving it a spin. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes when we kick off our Q&A show. We hope that you'll join us. The whole crew is going to be here, and we're going to be tackling your questions live. We do have a bit of an agenda for the show. I'm just reading over that agenda now, but come join us. You'll see all of it. See you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.